School, a word that can evoke a myriad of emotions, from excitement to dread. The very word can send shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. For some, it's a place of growth and discovery, but for others, it's a daily gauntlet of challenges. But for Noob, the star of Darl Pleer's hilarious Need More series, school isn't just a place of learning. It's a stage where every day is a new episode filled with unexpected twists and turns. It's a battlefield of epic proportions, where the enemy is homework, the teachers are terrifying bosses, and the social scene is a minefield of awkward encounters. Each class is a new level to conquer, each assignment a boss fight that requires strategy and skill. Noob's disdain for school is no secret. His frustration is palpable, and his antics are a testament to his struggle. His reactions, often exaggerated for comedic effect, speak volumes. Whether it's a pop quiz or a surprise presentation, Noob's expressions are a mix of shock, horror, and disbelief. He cowers at the mere mention of homework, his screams echoing through the virtual halls. The sight of a stack of books is enough to send him into a frenzy. Why, oh why, does Noob hate school so much? Is it the pressure to perform, the fear of failure, or something deeper? The answer, my friends, is a complex cocktail of academic struggles, social anxieties, and deep-seated emotional turmoil. It's a blend of fear and frustration, mixed with a dash of self-doubt. Join us as we delve into the hilarious yet strangely relatable world of Noob and uncover the reasons behind his epic school-related meltdowns. From the pressure of exams to the awkwardness of school dances, Noob's journey is a roller coaster of emotions. Get ready to laugh, cry, and maybe even see a little bit of yourself in this lovable yet completely clueless digital dude. His misadventures are a mirror to our own school days filled with triumphs and tribulations. Remember those mornings when you just couldn't face the day? When the thought of another school day felt like an insurmountable challenge? Yeah, Noob lives that every day. Each morning is a battle against the snooze button, a struggle to muster the energy to face the day ahead. Buckle up because it's about to get real. Noob's school life is a wild ride, filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. And by real we mean hilariously, awkwardly real. From embarrassing moments in the cafeteria to cringe-worthy classroom incidents, Noob's experiences are a testament to the universal struggle of surviving school. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as we follow Noob through the trials and tribulations of his school days. It's a journey filled with laughter, tears, and a whole lot of heart. Because in the end, despite all the chaos and confusion, Noob's story is one of resilience and determination. It's a reminder that no matter how tough school gets, we can all find a way to navigate through it, one hilarious misstep at a time. Let's face it, school can be tough. It's a place where the pressure to succeed can sometimes feel overwhelming, and the expectations can be sky high. From the moment you step into the classroom, you're bombarded with information, deadlines, and the constant need to perform. There are tests, quizzes, and enough homework to make your brain melt. The sheer volume of assignments can be daunting, and it often feels like there's no end in sight. Each subject demands your full attention, and balancing them all can be a Herculean task. For Noob, these academic hurdles aren't just challenging, they're like towering, insurmountable walls. Every new chapter, every new formula feels like another brick added to an already towering structure. It's not just about understanding the material, it's about conquering it. Remember that time Noob tried to solve a math problem? It was a moment of pure chaos. Numbers and symbols seemed to dance on the page, mocking his every attempt to make sense of them. The frustration was palpable and the struggle was real. Yeah, it involved a lot of screaming, frantic button mashing, and ultimately a complete and utter meltdown. The computer screen became a battleground and Noob was fighting a losing war. It was a scene all too familiar to anyone who's ever felt the sting of academic defeat. Whether it's struggling to grasp a complex concept or simply trying to stay awake during a particularly boring lecture, Noob's academic woes are a constant source of frustration. The classroom can sometimes feel like a battlefield, where staying alert and engaged is half the battle. He's the embodiment of every student who's ever stared blankly at a test, praying for a miracle, or maybe just a passing grade. The anxiety of not knowing the answers, the pressure of the ticking clock. It's a universal experience that binds students together. It's not just the difficulty of the material, though, it's the entire environment, the atmosphere of constant evaluation and judgment. Every test, every quiz, feels like a judgment day, where your worth is measured in grades and percentages. Noob's learning style, which could best be described as chaotic good, often clashes with the rigid structure of traditional education. His desk is a whirlwind of papers, notes, and textbooks, a reflection of his mind trying to make sense of the chaos. He's a square peg in a round hole, a wild stallion trying to fit into a tiny stable. The traditional methods of teaching and learning often feel confining, stifling his creativity and unique approach to problem solving. And the results, as you can imagine, are often messy, hilarious, and oh so relatable. From the unexpected outbursts in class to the humorous mishaps during group projects, Noob's journey through the academic maze is a roller coaster of emotions. It's a testament to the resilience and humor that students bring to their educational experiences, finding laughter even in the most challenging moments. School isn't just about academics, it's also a social minefield. It's a place where every hallway, every classroom, and every lunch table can feel like a stage where you're constantly being judged. The pressure to fit in, to be cool, to not make a fool of yourself, can be overwhelming. And for some, like our friend Noob, it can be a daily struggle. And Noob, bless his heart, is about as graceful as a bull in a china shop when it comes to navigating the treacherous waters of social interaction. Every step he takes seems to be a potential disaster waiting to happen. Whether it's tripping over his own feet or accidentally knocking over someone's books, Noob's clumsiness is legendary. Remember that time he tried to impress the cool kids by showing off his dance moves? It was supposed to be his big moment, his chance to shine. He had practiced those moves for days, convinced that this would be the thing that finally earned him some respect. Yeah, let's just say it involved a lot of flailing limbs, awkward silence, and a healthy dose of secondhand embarrassment. The cool kids didn't know whether to laugh or cringe, and poor Noob was left standing there, red-faced and wishing he could disappear. From botched attempts at flirting to accidental insults disguised as compliments, Noob's social struggles are both painful and hilarious to watch. He once tried to compliment a girl by telling her she looked less tired than usual. Needless to say, it didn't go over well. He's the epitome of the awkward kid who tries too hard, says all the wrong things, and generally makes a spectacle of himself. Whether it's trying to join a conversation and saying something completely off topic or laughing too loudly at a joke that wasn't that funny, Noob's efforts to fit in often backfire spectacularly. But hey, we've all been there, right? We've all had those moments where we felt like the odd one out, where we said or did something that made us want to crawl under a rock and hide. It's a universal experience, one that bonds us together in our shared humanity. We've all experienced that gut-wrenching feeling of social awkwardness. That moment when you want to disappear into the floor and never come back. It's a rite of passage, a part of growing up that, while painful, teaches us valuable lessons about ourselves and others. Noob just wears his heart and his awkwardness on his sleeve. And while it might make him the butt of jokes sometimes, it also makes him endearing. Because in a world where everyone is trying so hard to be perfect, Noob's genuine, unfiltered self is a breath of fresh air. He reminds us that it's okay to be imperfect, to make mistakes, and to laugh at ourselves along the way. So next time you find yourself in an awkward situation, just remember Noob. Embrace the awkwardness, laugh it off, and keep moving forward. After all, it's these moments that make life interesting and memorable. And who knows, maybe one day, you'll look back and laugh at the very things that once made you cringe. Beneath Noob's goofy exterior lies a complex tapestry of emotions. Okay, maybe not a complex tapestry, but definitely a few tangled threads of fear, anxiety, and good old-fashioned teenage angst. School, with its pressure to perform, conform, and generally not make a fool of yourself, can be a breeding ground for emotional turmoil. And Noob, being the sensitive soul that he is, feels these pressures acutely. Remember that time he had to give a presentation in front of the class? He sweated, he stuttered, he may have even shed a tear or two, or maybe that was just sweat. It's not just stage fright though. Noob's emotional outbursts, from his ear-piercing screams to his dramatic pronouncements of doom, are often his way of coping with the overwhelming stress and anxiety of school life. He's a pressure cooker waiting to explode, a walking, talking example of what happens when you bottle up your feelings and let them fester.